commented, Aqua Mage tanks are stronger with Sylas than with Malphite, and also 3 mages are stronger than 5 mages. Conclusion: Malphite is a better tank, and between 5 mage and 3 mage, 5 mage is stronger with a wider range of comps. This is my opinion. Let me explain why. The amount of Malphite shielding is 250 10 max pack, with the 250 portion increasing with AP. So the amount of shield for Malphite with Bruiser 2, Legion 6 and Sunfire Cape only is 517. While Sylas' shield amount at 5 mages would be 436 to 872. If Malphite uses the shield twice, the amount of shield is 1034, so Malphite has a higher amount of shield when the number of shield activants is 2. By the way, this is with a 5 mage, which I advocate, and the AP of Sylas is even lower for the mage that the commenter is talking about. In the case of 3 mages, Sylas has 330 talks to 664 shields, which is much less than Malphite's shields. The Whisper is expected to increase the AP by 4-5, so the amount of shield is about 600 AD. In addition, Sylas rarely uses his spells twice, and without Zoe he will almost certainly be defeated without using his second spell. However, Malphite uses the spell 3 times very often, and in that case, the total shield value is 573 1551, which is a huge difference in terms of shield value. And this is the amount of shield when he only has the Sunfire Cape, and the amount of shield increases even more when he has Warlock's armor. In that case, the amount of shield is 617, which is comparable to the amount of shield of Sylas at 6 Legion 3 mage. Now that we have discussed the performance of the tanks, let us now compare the 5 mage with the 3 mage. In the case of the 3 mage, Talia and Begginer are removed and Zir and Seraphini are added, which is by far inferior to the 5 mage in terms of damage, as anyone can imagine. In terms of durability and CC, Zir and Seraphini are superior, but this is nonsense if you expect Seraphini to do damage. Seraphini is strong in damage by multi-strike damage, and a single normal attack will not do much damage. They can only do a lot of damage with the help of Graves and Pantheon. If you want to use such a comp, I recommend a pool party with Seraphini at the center. Let's go back to the story. By employing this Zir, the Whisper is activated, which in turn means that there is no point in having items such as Shift and Ionic Spark. It may be strong to say that these items are no longer needed, but on the other hand, it is subtle when these items are acquired. If I were to say more, I would say that it would be a good idea to give Zir the Mage Emblem when it is acquired, but if you employ a Seraphini, you cannot make her a 5 mage. In the case of a 5 mage, you can remove Vladimir and adopt Zir or Pantheon, which will give you a 5 mage and a Whisper, while raising the strengths of the board. But with 3 mages, it is difficult. Next, if you are able to acquire a Lagoon Emblem, you can pull out Malphite and replace it with Pantheon to activate Whisper while raising the durability of the board. In that case, you can raise both SAS and AP by having Zoe hold the emblem, and you can also let Malphite tank until Pantheon reaches 2 stars, which will make it a much safer stand. Also, in the case of the 5 mage, it would work well with Loud and Echo, and if you can acquire an augment that increases Whisper, it can replace Ionic Spark on its own. It may be that the cast 1 unit is weak, but only Som and Nier are doing damage in the first place. The 3 mages cannot do any damage, and if they make more Armian, it will also lead to 1 less defensive item in a thin front line, making them even more susceptible to being knocked down. So I recommend building 5 mage and 6 Legion, and so on. That concludes my commentary. Thank you for watching this part. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.